Reynolds, you have a chance to go against a certain Miller Brewing Company turbine. I would imagine you're going to probably try to push him a little.
If you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly.
And there's quite a bit of smoke in the air as the Miller American heads out. And, of course, the man that'll be chasing him is in the other turbine in the 7-Eleven, Grizzly Reynolds. There's Steve heading out now. Let's look at the rundown for Heat 2B. Top 3-point getters in the country, 7-Eleven, Miller, and Executone. Good race. With all 4 boats running, you've got the turbines in lane 1 and lane 3. As they come down, you'll hear the guns starting the heat. It's a good start. All 4 boats are safe. You see 3 of them here. 7-Eleven on the right of your screen, Executone, and then on the far left is the Miller American. Into the first turn. Who is first? Miller American gets into the turn first, but he's way outside in lane number 3 as they come out of the turn now. It's 7-Eleven in lane number 1. He has the position. Steve Reynolds against Chip Hanauer, 2 Seattle drivers. Very quiet. You don't hear the piston engines as these 2 go down the back chute. On the outside, Miller American. The inside, 7-Eleven. The 2 fastest boats in the world going deck to deck. Down the back chute at speeds of better than 160, 170 miles per hour. Miller American with a slight lead, but in lane number 2. And now watch this critical first turn. Reynolds hugging the buoys, staying in lane number 1, trying to cut off now Chip Hanauer as they come down the main chute. They're almost dead even, coming down, completing lap number 1. 7-Eleven with a slight lead. Let's get a speed for it. As you see the other 2 boats, Avoy Alberto on the outside, Executone Telephones on the inside, taking over 3rd place. Speed 130 miles per hour for the 7-Eleven after lap number 1. You've got 2 of the finest drivers in America right here. Reynolds on the right, Hanauer on the outside. Again into that choppy south turn on lap number 2. The 7-Eleven on the inside, qualifying at better than 137 miles per hour, beginning to gain now and lengthen his lead against the Miller American on the outside. Hanauer qualifying at 135 miles per hour, both capable of even hitting up to 200 miles per hour in the straightaways. The 7-Eleven and Steve Reynolds trying to pick up more points, cut away at that lead in the national point standings with only 1 more race coming up after today. Executone Telephone, Scotty Pierce in 3rd place, 2nd in national points. And Steve Reynolds now has taken a healthy lead in 1st place. You can hear the whining of these engines, the turbine engines. Some of the fans getting their first look at the hydros. Let's hear from Steve Woomer again.
We love it. We love it. Big Wally's running just dandy today.
He should be happy on lap number 2. The 7-Eleven ran 138.8 miles per hour. He qualified at 137. He's going faster now with a bunch of boats out there than he was when he was all alone. Scotty Pierce and the Executone Telephones in 3rd place. He would pick up 225 points in this heat if he were to finish at number 3. Avoy Alberto in the background coming around in 4th place. Steve Reynolds is driving incredibly well and very fast. Lap number 3, 137 miles per hour. Number 4, 129. He is screaming. The Miller American in 2nd place. Back to the 7-Eleven. Reynolds with the bank of lights in there, a computer to run. The front wing he runs as well. Caution lights. You really have to be a technician to drive one of these turbine boats. And you will see more of them in the future on the limited hydroplane classes. Back to the Executone Telephones. Scott Pierce out of the northwest. In the meantime, the leader, Steve Reynolds, going into the north third for the final time. Like to make it a perfect day. He has 400 points. He'd pick up another 400 here. And we've got to check his speed average for this heat. He could have set a record after that 138 lap. But in the meantime, first place, Heat 2B, the 7-Eleven, and Steve Reynolds, 400 points. And just as we thought, the 7-Eleven setting a new record for a 5-lap, 2.5-mile course heat. 132.2 miles per hour, breaking the old mark set by Chip Hanauer at 131.2 earlier this year. Let's go down to the pits.
All right, let's find out. Over 138 mile an hour in competition. That's better than your qualifying speed. The water has to be improving, or you're taking a lot more chances.
Bernie Little told me if I didn't win, don't come back. Steve Woomer seconded that. No, they told me to be safe. Hey, I tell you what, the boat runs better at 180 than it does 160. And as Bernie says, the faster we're on the course is the inside, and he was right.
Well, this is the first confrontation between the two turbines. I think the first time you really legitimately beat him all year.
Well, I don't know that I beat him so much as he may have backed off a little bit, but gosh, I hope not. It was a lot of fun.
Well, let's find out, because Don Poyer is with him right now.
Chip, you got rudder problems?
Yeah, the leading edge of the rudder folded back, and I could barely finish. It was just, what that is, I just couldn't steer the boat.
Well, is it like Tri-Cities, or where the brackets were breaking loose, or just strictly the front blade?
Look at the bottom of the rudder there. The leading edge, which is getting dragged through the water about 180, is folded. So it just put a massive amount of torque on the steering wheel, and I was unable to steer the boat. So that's what did it.
Now, can you fix it by the final, or is that the drama we're waiting to see?
Stand by.
Here's a great idea, a popsicle on a 90-degree day. Back with more racing in a moment.